What's up, everyone? I'm Ben Verlander, host of Flippin' Bats, here with two absolute icons. It's October, it's playoff baseball. Who better to talk to than two former MVPs, studs? It's October. Let's talk about it. What is one of your guys' favorite playoff memories? If you have one moment that comes to mind in your careers, what would it be? Favorite postseason memory? A-Rod, we'll start with you.
I think we're overdressed because Ben looks like he looks clean.
I know, dude.
Just clean. So Ben, I mean, this guy has tons, but for me, one of the best moments, besides the last out of the World Series against Philly, I would say the home run against Joe Nathan when we were down in the ninth inning, 2-run homer, bomb to right center field. Stadium went nuts. That was a moment that I'll never forget.
I remember that well. Papi?
You tell him what is mine.
I know what yours is.
Too many.
We I had the opportunity.
You can't just pick just one, Papi. You have a library.
I had the opportunity to live, really good moment during the playoff. But, we battled against these guys big time. In that 2004 bouncing back playoff, it was incredible. I mean, think about this. You look at the lineup that these guys have and the pitching staff, and it was something that this is a time still that I have issues believing that we bounce back against that team. I mean, the night before, like the third game that they beat us, they scored like 18 runs. And I thought it was no way to get through the lineup. And we did. I still haven't, every time I talk about it, I still get good balls.
Ben, one sidebar story on that. Theo Epstein, the great Theo Epstein that broke 2 curses, unfortunately. He said it best, and he summarized it into a very simple phrase, which was, in 03, I thought the Red Sox were better, meaning him, than the Yankees, and the Yankees won. In 04, he thought the Yankees were better, and they won. So, Papi, that's baseball.
Hey, that's baseball, man.
Papi, you got one that sticks with me forever. I was in the stands, your grand slam. You got the bullpen cop going like this in the bullpen. Corey Hunter, I was in the stands for that. That one sticks with me forever.
I gotta tell you this. I curse that cop because every picture he take now is like that.
Most famous cop in Boston. But I remember watching at home, Ben, and that was first pitch fastball. I couldn't believe Benoit, who's Dominican, but
yes.
He's a split monster. And out of all people, sometimes you do silly stuff. He tried to surprise Papi. Papi was waiting for the first pitch fastball, and boom, another magical moment for Big Papi.
You haven't been easy on my life either. You got 3,000 off my brother. I'm sure you remember that one well.
Well, that was a routine fly ball. We were laughing about it. I was like, hey, thanks, Justin.
Guys, right now in the playoffs, Randy Arozarena, he seems to turn into a different player. Who's somebody that comes to mind that you played with or against that became a monster in October? Papi, I'll start with you.
Wow, man, I got the experience I got the opportunity to play with so many great players while I play. But, when you compete against guys like this guy, Derek Jeter, Bernie Williams, Max Giambi, I had to see these guys pretty much every year during the playoff. And it's like, oh my God, there you go again. You got to compete against the best of the best. The guy with experience, with the talent, and with the mentality, good to go. So, it was like every time you walk into the playoff, especially playing in a East Division, it's like, okay, let's put the gloves on. You already know that.
And for me, three great players, all three of them, 2 already Hall of Famer, 1's going to be a Hall of Famer. But when you look at Randy Arozarena, what you see is a guy that's good that goes to great. The 3 players that I can think of are Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, and Big Papi. And the reason why is they're great all the time, but then they become superhuman in October. And uniquely what I thought I learned from Mariano Rivera was the following, was that it didn't matter if we were in Tampa in spring training, or at the All-Star game, or just a boring game, if you can call that, in the Bronx in May. Mariano Rivera is the same in every single one of those, including Game 7 of the World Series. He's always the coolest guy in the room. He never sees anybody sweat, works out better than anybody, quietly, subtle, and is just a true professional, much like Papi and much like Derek Jeter.
Wow. Is there anybody in the league right now, A-Rod, we'll start with you. Anybody in the league right now that reminds you of you?
I would say Carlos Correa is, for me, someone that I look at very impressive. He was stronger than me at that age, but his ability to play defense, he's strong, great arm, loves to play. I think he's a guy in the free agent market, Papi, that's going to attract incredible dollars, and he's going to be one of these guys that's actually going to earn it and be worth every dollar.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy that you pick him because when I first met him when he was like 15, I was playing a game where the Baltimore Orioles facility was down in
Sarasota?
No, they were in closest to Miami.
Lauderdale.
Yeah. And he came to say hi to me, and first thing I thought about was you when I first met him. Yeah, big shoulder kid, beautiful smile, with the mentality, a 15, and I thought about you. And in my case, if there's someone that I get very familiar with, there's two players that I get very familiar with. It's Dever and Alvarez for the Houston Astros.
Jordan.
They had that beautiful swing. I would say their swing is prettier than mine. Mine was like, okay, let me swing hard just in case I run into something. But they had that beautiful level swing, that you can see how long their bat stayed through the strike zone. And besides that, their mentality at that age, is incredible.
Ben, if you don't mind, I'm going to co-host with you because I have a question that I'm very intrigued. Where's the camera that we're looking at? That one right there? All right, so Papi, you're the greatest clutch hitter I've ever played with or against. Look into that camera, and there's millions of kids out there. What advice in kind of 30 seconds to a minute can you tell kids out there, if you want to be a clutch hitter like me, do what?
I will tell you this. Preparation goes hand in hand with what you want to do during the game. We all know how early we get to the field, and we all know how we got to get prepared, how we got to do our homework to get prepared for the game. You can never play the game with the empty mind. Your mind has to be 100% in it. If you have any problem, any issues, leave it at the parking lot and pick it up once you're done with the game. But in the game, while you're playing, your mentality got to be there. You got to go pitch by pitch, account by account, see how they pitch into the guy in front of you and the guy after you. So you make up your mind. See how the guy deal with you in prior at bat and think about what you want to do during this at bat. If you want to looking for a pitch, if he's feeling good about his fastball that night, if he's feeling comfortable with his breaking ball, if he throw it to you and he executed right. All those little things you got to keep in mind so you get the result that you are looking for towards them.
Ben, I got to tell you, and Karen's a big Yankee fan, but Karen, you like to hear this too. When you see Papi and when you see Pedro Martinez, but I'm going to focus on the hitters. I'm going to focus on Papi and Manny. And it's funny they play in Boston because it's near Harvard. But all the chains, all the fun, all the this, when they come out and they're playing with the fans and they're giving you hugs, these guys are natural-born killers. From the night before, they're watching film, they're eating a good meal, they're getting their sleep, they're working out before batting practice, and I mean heavy, and then they're watching video, not only of the starter like your brother Justin, but the other 8 or 9 guys in the bullpen, who's in AAA that we may face. He knows every pitcher, every lefty coming out of the pen better than them. So the point is, for the little ones out there is, there is no shortcut to greatness. And when you think these guys are not in tune, these guys are like PhDs from Harvard. They're prepared, they're academic, they watch video, physically, spiritually, the entire thing is what it takes to be a Hall of Fame type player like these guys.
Guys, and don't let A-Rod fool you. He did exactly the same thing. That's why he knows how to explain.
That's what I was about to say. You like to talk about other people, but you were one of the greatest to ever do it, and you should be talking about yourself just as much. But another guy that is taking over the world, and I was kind of early on this train, Shohei Ohtani. one of the best seasons I've ever experienced and gotten to see. And a lot of, like you just talked about, preparation behind the scenes is what makes it really special. Talk a little bit about Shohei Ohtani's year this year and how special it was. A-Rod, will start.
I can't even really speak to it besides just being a great fan of what I'm seeing. I mean, first of all, understand this is a young man who's single. He moves from Japan here. First of all, I would have already probably tapped out, okay? So he's done an incredible job. He's single, he's close with his family. I believe he has a brother that comes in, but he's solo here. That's number one. So making an international move, one. Number two, we talked about how hard we work on just getting ready for 11 pitchers and physically and spiritually and all the things that it takes to get ready to play. Now imagine if we had to go start 25 games as a pitcher and also be a hitter.
You got to be single to do that. Just so you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Or very married.
Yeah.
One of the two, nothing in the middle. But this segment just took a left turn. No, but honestly, I am a fan. And because of how rare what he's doing, not even Babe Ruth, when you look at what he's done compared to Babe Ruth, he wins in a landslide. For me, that's why he's the MVP this year.
I'll tell you what, man. You know, I'm so impressed with what is going on in baseball nowadays that it just blew my mind. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because you see Ohtani, what he did. Like, towards the end of the season, I look at his number, and I was like, wow. Pitching and hitting, capable of doing all that type of stuff. But then you also look around the league, you see guys like Vladimir Jr., Tatis,
Acuna.
I mean,
Soto.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I'm having so much fun watching baseball nowadays, watching all this talent. Like, you know, like in our days, there's a lot of talented guys right there, but you know who you want to see.
Right.
You turn on the TV and you be like, okay, the Red Sox and Yankees are playing, that's what I'm watching. But now you have so many choices.
Right.
Like I mean, okay, I'm gonna watch the National. Oh, no. Let me
Papi,
go to
Party told
watch
us
the
to be
Blue Jays.
quiet. Ben, you're going to have to close this thing up. We're having too much fun.
Before we finish up, I'd like to do this one last thing. Papi, I need you to say one nice thing about the New York Yankees.
I love them. They made me rich.
Hey, Rod, say one nice thing about the Boston Red Sox.
I like this song, Sweet Carol.
All right, that does it. These two guys, they like to talk really nice about each other, but they both were absolute studs at what they did. Hall of Fame players and Hall of Fame people as well. For Big Papi, A-Rod,
Thank you.
I'm Ben Verlander. See ya. Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.